Sonia Shockley Show. Turn your bitter into better. Sonia Shockley Show. Turn your bitter into better. It's the Sonia Shockley Show. Hello, everybody. We are coming to you live right now. This is your sister and friend, Sonia Shockley, coming at you with the Sonia Shockley Show. I am a grief coach here to help mend the broken hearts and to be a blessing and a comfort and an inspiration to so many who are going through a difficult situation with grief. Super excited to have my friend and my sister, all the way from Arizona. Kelly Bennett is here. Kelly, can you just tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm Kelly Bennett, and I am a medical hospice social worker, as well as having my own neurocoaching business where I help people go through the grieving process and help loved ones transition, as well as they're going through the phases of the end of their life. So
Yes.
great to be here.
Yes, it is. It's a blessing to be here, and I'm not going to hold you long. I'm just so grateful you had time to join me for Q&A. So as I told my audience before, I will do a Q&A on Fridays at 11 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock Arizona time, and just here to answer any of your questions. This has been a fantastic week, as I heard from so many of you with your questions and wanting to just answer a few questions right now about hospice. So let's get right into it, Kelly. The first question is, I have a friend who was recently placed on hospice. She is fairly young, only in her 50s, with 3 young daughters who have not yet graduated from high school. Do you have any suggestions on how I can support her? This is one we hear a lot. I know, Kelly, just being in the hospice, whole arena. The first thing I want to just encourage you is to remember the power of presence. I think so many times we negate that. We're thinking, oh, we got to be busy, we got to be doing something. But there's such power just in you being present. That means a lot for a friend going through this tough situation. The next thing I'd like for you to remind your friend is that where there is life, there is always purpose. So yes, she might have received a terminal illness, but she is still here. And while she's here, help her to stand in her power, stand in that independence, what she can do, encourage her to do what she cannot, just be there as a supporter during this time. Kelly, can you think of anything to add to that?
So one of the biggest things I encourage people to do is just live in moments.
Yeah, for sure.
So stay present in the moment. And, when you get your friend laughing, because I know that you will, when you're talking about old memories that you've had, really sit and savor those memories.
Yes.
So savoring does so many beautiful things for your brain. It helps regulate the stress and the overwhelm that we might feel. So capturing those moments and then just sit and really feel that feeling that you feel, that joy. Yeah, capture the moments. Ask her if there's anything she wants for the kids, and help her follow through on that for them.
For sure. And, go ahead. Did I interrupt you?
No. just, see what she wants and be there for her now, and then continue to be there for her kids as they grow.
Yes, and there's so many special moments as a daughter that you want your mom to be present. And so when you think about the wedding day or graduation day or prom night, these
Yeah.
are moments where you're like, they're just moments you want to enjoy with your mother. And so, if she could maybe do some videos or write some letters, these are
Yeah.
all great ways to still say, hey, I'm here with you. Remember just all of the wonderful tools that I've given you for life. Remember those memories, like you said. Just know that you are loved and you are not alone.
Right, right. And
Also, go ahead.
you can save those memories privately on apps like YouTube,
Yes.
so that they stay
Hmm.
and she can share them.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And I wish that I would have done something like that with my mother when she was transitioning. I have photos and I have voicemails from when she would call me. And it just, when you're just having one of those days and to be able to go to one of those voicemails, man, it's just like, okay, thank you. I needed this pep
I
talk.
needed to share that
I
message.
just needed to hear your voice. I'm okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way to kind of cherish the memories. And then as far as when she actually transitions, kind of talk to her about that. What would you like? I've been also working with some death doulas. And, transitioning is a very sacred and private time. And you want to even allow a person to plan that. So, who do you want to be present in your space? Do you want your children here? What family members do you want to be here as you leave from this world to the next? What type of music do you want playing in the background? Do you want any special scents? But just, giving her that control and power as much as you can during this time. I hope that answered your question. We're going to move on unless you have anything else to add, Kelly.
No, I love that. And I love having the music that she loves, and,
Yes.
helping her plan that transition and think of it as a party for her.
Yes, for sure, for sure. All right. So the next question I have is, my mother is declining fast. The nurse said she will transition soon. I am not ready to say goodbye. It's too painful to think about life without her. And we get this one a lot too, Kelly, huh?
Yeah,
Uh,
we
so
do.
many times the patient is ready, the person is ready, but the family is not. I'll let you go ahead and start on this one.
Yeah. Well, boy, does that hit home for me as well.
Mhm.
Remembering when my grandmother transitioned, and the rest of us were very selfish. We didn't want to let her go. And so it took some reflection to really see and honor what she wanted.
Yes.
And again, stay in the moment with your mom and really be there for her. That's the best kind of support. And for yourself, having a counselor, a therapist, a coach, someone that you can reach out to and who will just be there with you as you feel the feelings of grief that you're feeling. And those are perfectly okay to feel. Um, Never do I want anyone to ever feel like they're not able to express those feelings, because those are very, very important.
Yes, for sure. That's a great response. And, I think about just my own self and how it was for me when my mother was transitioning. And I had, God just really gave us the VIP treatment because, even her hospice nurse was a family friend. And she had to say to me, it's time, it's time. And she's only holding on because she's waiting for you. So, when you hear those words from the nurse, hey, she needs your permission to go, that is very difficult to hear that because you're like, oh, well, if you ain't on my permission, then we're okay because you're not going anywhere.
Give
So,
it to you because I want you here.
letting you know. So, when you're able to come through that, and my pastor, Pastor Bell, love him forever. Shout out to you. Just walking me through that and was like, okay, you don't have to say goodbye. How about this? How about saying the next face that you'll see is Jesus? How about reminding her of these wonderful memories, letting her know how proud you are of her. She's been a fantastic mom. She's instilled in you all of these great values. So that's what you want to do. You want to remember that this is their journey and allow them to be comfortable and to pass peacefully. Another thing that I remind the family members is that many times you'll have that family member that will not leave the person's side. I mean, there's there, whether it's the wife that's been married to them for 50 years or, the child. And one of the things that I tell them, I said, do not be surprised is as soon as you walk away, like you go take a shower, you go get a cup of coffee, or you run to the store, that they transition as soon as you leave. And I think it's almost as if they want to protect the person that they love by leaving when they're not present. They know that you're there. And so they will leave many times. And so I have so many family members who come back to me and say, thank you for saying that, because I would have had so much guilt with saying, all I did was go and take a shower. It's like, now you die, So I think that's just another way that even in those final moments, they want to protect us. Anything you want to add to that, Kelly, before we go on to the next one?
That is spot on, that they definitely want to protect us. And there are so many families that I've worked with that have experienced that exact thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 3 is definitely all you. I mean, I will say a few things, but so happy you're here, Kelly. Question number 3 says, there are 8 children in my family. We are not in agreement when it comes to our father and his care. Oh, man, sometimes I can't even understand my own handwriting. I am the POA, but I live in another state, so my family does not feel that I should have a say. I am on FMLA to make sure everything is in order, and I want to respect my father's wishes. My family is not happy with the decisions that are being made. There have been several arguments. Do you have any suggestions?
So that is such a common thing that does happen,
Yes.
and incredibly tough space for you to be in, because you're taking that role very seriously and
Yes.
honoring your father's wishes and desires. If he happens to be on hospice care, you've got that team that helps support you in making those decisions for your father.
Yes.
So if that's the case for you, use that team, utilize it well. They're going to be there as much of a support to you as they are for your dad. And, reaching out to somebody who's third party, a counselor, therapist, use the social worker that's on staff. They're there for you too and can do counseling services for you, as well as the chaplain. Really talking through what's going on in the family will help you deal and manage with those dynamics. They're tough to be in. I feel for you. I have helped families through that as well. So definitely utilize that team and know in your heart you're doing what your dad wants.
Yes.
It's not about the siblings.
Yes.
It's not about their desires. It's about dad's desires and what dad wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
excellent.
Yeah. My heart goes out to you. Definitely reach out to the team. And I'm going to assume he's probably on hospice care.
Yes, he is. He is.
Mhm.
I think this is an excellent question because it's so interesting to see the different family dynamics. I mean, you enter into a family space. This is a sacred space. And now you're seeing like who is the leader, who's the person who's more like the caretaker, who's the one who's going to be the go-getter, the person who runs the errands or whatever. And I always am just amazed at how, a family dynamic sets up. With that being said, I just feel like it's irresponsible to not talk about your wishes. I think sometimes people are like, oh, if I talk about it, it might happen, blah, blah, blah. I might rush death or whatever.
Oh, hard to talk about.
Yeah, and it's difficult to talk about. Yeah, of course, nobody wants to talk about it. But the fact is, we're all going to one day leave this planet. And so I think that to make your wishes known and then to write it on paper, it's just one less thing that the family has to think about. Now, we see that this gentleman has selected a POA. It's a reason why he chose this person, I'm sure, And so now she wants to just honor those wishes. But sometimes, especially when you have so many children, everybody is not on board with what they have decided to do. But the fact is he made these decisions, while he was lucid, while he was able to.
And so many times too, the other siblings are going through their own emotions.
Yes.
And they may not be expressing what they're feeling.
Right.
The fear, the grief, I wish I would have said, maybe thinking, why didn't dad pick me?
Very good.
So there are so many other things that's going through the other siblings' minds.
Yes.
And if you guys, I don't know what the dynamics are. Some families would be able to get together and have a video chat to really chat about everything in a very calm manner. And others aren't able to do that.
For sure. And, just one thing that just came to me also is, the Bible talks about a soft answer turns away wrath. And so if I could just encourage this person to, first of all, just listen to everyone's, whatever their opinion is, just give them a like you said, that video chat, a space to just say, this is how I'm feeling right now. I'm just trying to adjust to the fact that, dad is leaving. And then after, just making sure that they feel like they're being heard, and then now proceeding with those soft answers, not coming in aggressive, not coming in like, hey, I'm in charge. Y'all got to do what I say. Daddy left me in charge, but really coming at it in a mature way so that everyone can grieve together, because you don't want families to be broken, homes to be broken after this. That's not what dad would want.
So using that compassionate communication. And one thing that I have learned doing neuroscience is that our brain can carry about 7 to 10 words. So when you're speaking to the rest of the family, use 10 to 20 words, no more than 20 words, because you really want them to digest and hear what you're saying. Otherwise, they will hear other bits of information and maybe not that key component that you really need them to hear and understand.
Excellent, Kelly. Look at you, the neuro specialist. So happy to have you. Yes, hey, I said the Bible said it this way, and then you said, yes, well, you're talking about compassionate communication. Yes, exactly. I love it. Thank you so much. Well, let's take our last question. Our time is almost up. According to the nurse, my mother is transitioning soon. I can see her decline. Sometimes she calls out to her mother, my grandmother, who passed away many years ago. She says she can see her. Do you have any thoughts on this? Is this normal?
This is so, so, so normal.
Yes.
It happens so many times. So many people will see this, experience this as they're going through the dying process. You may
Yes.
see them look up in the corner of
Yes.
the room in a certain spot, and that's generally your family member, your loved one, seeing someone who's already crossed over.
Mhm.
And they may talk to them
Yes.
as well. They may let you know who they are. They may not.
Mhm.
So really just knowing that that's okay and it's completely normal, and asking them questions about who it is that they're seeing.
Yes.
And, you can even say, "Hey, give grandma a hug when you get over from me. Yeah, I wanna send them my love as well." So,
Yes.
completely normal.
Totally normal. I mean, I wish I had a $10 for every time I heard this, but I think it's just so amazing about what is going on in the spirit world.
Mhm.
I think, when we're in the physical world, we're like, since I can't see it, then I won't believe it. But I'm just one of those people who I am open to the beauty of what is going on when someone is transitioning, and
Right.
knowing that, your angels, your guardians, they are there for you as you
Mhm.
transition from this life to the next. I mean, you think about even people like John the Baptist, angels had to be in that cell when it was time to go. Jesus himself, angels were right there. So I am not surprised when I hear this often when people tell me they see angels, they see family members who are welcoming them. I had a young lady the other day, she said she saw her best friend from high school who had died of an aneurysm. And she was like, "Is it time? Are you here for me?" And she was like, "No, it's not time." She said, "But I am waiting." And so she told me that story, and she was like, "Do you believe it?" And I was like, "Yes. I mean, if it's real for you, it's real, it's real. And so I support your journey. I'm not here to ever try to change anyone's beliefs, but to support them in their journey. I love being a passenger in, just in the passenger seat, not necessarily in the driver's seat of your journey. And so, yes, we hear this all the time. It's not uncommon. Your mom will get to a point where she won't even be able to speak anymore, but you'll know that she's seeing something or reaching out to something. Sometimes you'll see them, you're just kind of reaching out for something. And depending on your beliefs, some people will say it's the morphine. They won't say
Some
it's
people will say that. There's a lot of research on it.
right.
Wow.
But there's a lot of research saying that, yes.
And people experience the same thing.
Yes.
So, yeah, so the
You've had so many experiencing it, so you're like, something must be true about this. And just one more story. I had another lady, her husband was like, "Do you hear that knocking?" And she says, "No, I don't hear anything." It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And he was like, "Go to the door because they're here for me." And she was like, "Nobody's at the door. It's 3 in the morning."
he needed to let them in.
Yeah, he was like, "Let them in. They're here." She was like, "I'm not letting anybody in. It's 3 in the morning. She was like, "Go back to sleep." But she said every hour on the hour from midnight to about maybe 4 a.m., he would say, "They're here. They're here. Open up the door."
Did she
And
open the door?
no, she never opened up the door, but he did transition. So
Okay.
we
So someone
know that
figured out how to get in.
they got in, which, hey. But she talked to me about that. She wanted to know my thoughts. And I said, "Was he peaceful? Did he, look at his face? Was he peaceful? Was he happy? Did he seem like he was comforted by their presence?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "All right, then, praise God."
Right.
So
Yeah.
our time is up. Unless you want to add anything else, I don't want to hold you. Anything
No,
else you want to say?
yeah, I mean, I can share the story that I shared with
Oh,
you.
please do. Yes.
I was little. So when I was little, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at 6.
Mm.
And about a year and a half before that, I would see angels and they'd come play with me all the time. All the time. And what I didn't know is that they were there for me just in case I did pass away, and I was given about 12 hours to live and survived. But after I survived, the angels didn't come around anymore. So I didn't need them there for me. They were not scary at all. It was very fun. I thought everybody had angels that came to play with them. So, I never mentioned it to my parents that had been happening, just because I thought it was normal.
Yes.
And here it is. It is very normal.
That is beautiful. What a beautiful story, especially for parents who are struggling, with their children who have been diagnosed with terminal illness. And so here you are, this 6-year-old playing with angels and comforted by this, that's just a beautiful, comforting story. Thank you so much. And yes, even though you can't see them, they're still there. And all you got to do is just ask and they will come and aid. We do not ask our angels enough for assistance and saying, listen, help me right now. Because they're such a blessing. And I'm always asking for their help, especially when I'm working in this type of ministry, to be a blessing to others. So thank you so much, Kelly. I cannot tell you.
Thank you.
This has been so much fun. I hope that it's been a blessing to you like it has been to me. Again, to my audience, I wanted to just say, please send me your questions, Sonia, the grief coach at gmail.com. Or if you want to messenger me, I'm also on Instagram. You can reach me there. And please go to my YouTube channel and like and share. I'm so excited about my YouTube channel. Please support me and send those questions or like and share it with others so that they can be encouraged. God bless all of you. I wish you the best and have a fantabulous day. That's fantastic with fabulous, okay?
Love it.
Take care. Thank you so much, Kelly.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Thank you.